he did Sweet Emotion.
You start with a
I guess was just what I needed. I needed some relief. I guess you're just what I needed. Just what I needed. What's up? I'm Andrea. This is Respectfully. Did that go in an order of any way? I don't think so. Welcome to the podcast.
I think it worked.
Thank you.
I'm Lizzie Cassidy, and our guest today is comedian, co-host of Close Calls podcast, friend in real life, Kevin Casey White.
hello.
Hello. You know that other podcast I plug at the end of this always? He's on.
He's
Come on now.
here.
Let's
Come on,
go.
He's here.
Let's go.
It's a returning guest. Oh my God, I'm so happy to
returning
see you.
guest.
Good to be back. With my favorite gals. Okay,
No, not your girlfriend, but me and Lizzie.
she's not a gal.
My two
Right.
favorite girls in the world.
She's not a gal. She's
a
a
woman.
lady.
Oh.
She's all woman.
Yeah.
She's all woman to me. Yeah, man. All right, you guys.
He was gonna
your
say
stock
something
is
nice.
plummeting.
He was gonna say something nice, and then we interrupted.
You want to be. You don't want to be my favorite.
Wait, no,
gal?
what were you gonna say? Tell us what you were gonna say.
With these two whores that yap and yap and yap.
Well, you've called me, Lizzie, one of the gals.
I've called you a girl's girl. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We only have girls who are our close friends.
The
Yeah.
feeling's mutual.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
All of the boys in our lives are girls.
Yes, and I love it. I love
Yeah.
to see it.
So it's good to be here, and I haven't seen you since you got your big fake tits.
I know.
So
It's been a while.
congratulations.
Thank you.
on that.
He's a Samantha.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see him, darling.
No.
Kevin's a Samantha.
What does that mean? Why do people keep saying
you're
that?
a Miranda. You're
Yeah.
a Miranda. You're so bitchy.
Yeah.
I'm not bitchy. You
Miranda, but you're like the friend, and Miranda's the friend who, like, if I'm like, yeah, I just like, I don't know, I'm just like fucking my ex. You're the friend who's like, why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is totally
Don't.
me.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
That's stupid behavior.
And Samantha would be like, well, a good fuck is a good fuck.
Stop, all of you.
say?
Stop fucking your exes.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, he is right about that, by the way.
100%.
It's nothing good is going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Me and Kevin is the people I would say probably in the circle closest to you. There's probably been an ex or two that we've both just had our nails on
Yeah.
chalkboard being like, no.
Yeah. Or like a guy who wasn't even an ex yet.
Yeah.
I will say Samantha found out she had breast cancer because she was going to get fake tits.
That's
so
true.
I am a Samantha.
That's
in that
true.
Sense. And I'd like to tell you guys today I have cancer.
Okay, let's not do that one. Let's just.
That's a
Oh my
great.
God, dude! I have.
Can I wait real quick? That's a great thing to joke about, Andrea. Leave a comment below if you
Yes.
thought that was tasteless. Lizzie?
Leave a comment below if you or someone you love has had cancer.
Okay, my mom had it. It's my right.
I got a new I might have a new primary care doctor.
Ooh,
And so
Party.
I
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's party, dude.
Get some huge blood work. Blood
Huge
by the
for the
way.
girls.
Huge for the girls. So I had to fill out like a family history form.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, my family is just like riddled with tumors and mental
Yeah.
illness.
Yeah.
And she looked at this. She's like flipping through the forms. Like the first page is like stuff about me, and the second page is like family history. And it's like 4 pages long. Then she flips over the one about me, and she goes, "Wow," about the doctor.
No way, dude.
Zoinks.
Yeah. She goes, "Wow," and I went, "I know."
She goes,
I
actually,
know.
I'm going to pop you over to another doc. I
Yeah.
don't really want to
She's
deal with
like,
this
well,
fucking mess.
I guess we'll do like a full body scan and roll the dice on this one.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty
dude.
chill and cool. Well, they always say because the cancer my dad had is like crazy bad. So
Yeah.
they see it and it's genetic.
Yeah.
So they see it and they go, yoinks. Not that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was like that. I thought.
Yeah.
Is it like? Was it kind of like as far as cancers go? Is it like a deep cut?
I don't know
B-side of
how rare it
cancers.
is, but it's like the rarer form of skin cancer.
Right.
And it just like moves like that.
You don't love
So
it.
like if you are diagnosed with it, they're like, uh-oh, we gotta go.
We're going to have to rip your
Damn.
skin off, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stinks, dude.
My
Well,
fiance's
you know.
dad got taken out by that one too. And I was
Yeah.
like, God, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it'll take a dad.
I have the kind of brain.
Take a dad big time.
For
Yeah.
some, I have the kind of brain that like I'm bad with like factoids about family and friends
Yeah.
and whatever. Factoid.
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
little, we'll call it a factoid.
Factoid. Our dads
Family
are dead.
history. Yeah,
Yeah.
like whenever
All
it
three
comes
of us,
to that,
baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
but I truly don't know how to answer those questions.
Oh, like
Oh
family
yeah, I
history
mean,
stuff.
a lot of it is I don't know.
Yeah.
like
But there's there's the stuff you know about, and then there's the stuff you're like I don't know how either of my dad's parents died.
yeah, okay.
But they died died of something because they were young.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. It sounded like you have like the whole roster.
No,
Yeah.
but
Family
my mom
tree.
has 13 siblings.
That's
So if they're like, does anyone in your family have bipolar disorder? You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Are you the family historian? I feel like every family.
No, not at all. But we
You know what
have
I mean.
one. We
Yeah,
have one.
Every family. For me, it's my brother Pat.
Yeah.
And so he's all, if I need any. Hey, did
Yeah.
anybody like? I could ask him like, how did we get over here? And they'd be like,
Yes.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I looked it up and all this blah blah blah.
Every
all that
family
stuff.
has like we're actually from Cork County, Ireland,
yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
well,
And I think
everyone in
this is
America
an
says
Irish
Cork.
thing because no one in my family knows anything about
It's also
anybody.
an American
you?
thing,
Scottish and Ukrainian, but like no one cares.
but it's also an
Interesting.
American thing.
yeah, that's true.
Like,
Literally,
it's very culturally like when you're in like first grade, people are like, "What are you?" and it's all white people.
They don't do
yeah,
that
yeah.
in Canada.
I'm sure people do, but we're just like, let's not talk about it. It's bipolar
think
disorder,
Americans do it a
lobotomies,
lot.
suicide, and a bunch of sociopaths, and
Wait.
we're all just hanging out, trying not
That's
to
what
kill
we were
each
talking
other.
about. Like, are you Irish or French?
yeah.
Are you lobotomized? Who had a lobotomy?
My great grandmother.
Whoa.
Yeah, she just like had postpartum, and they were like, "Get her out of here."
Wow.
They were like, put an
dude.
egg beater in her head.
Yeah. So there's just a bunch of photos of her smiling, being like, "Hello."
Sounds nice.
wow.
Yeah, and I'm like,
dude.
honestly,
That's
let's-
kinda nice.
Let's take it back.
They should bring that back, right?
Oh, I'd take
Yeah.
it immediately.
Respectfully, this is my segment this week. Respectfully, bring back the lobotomy and start with me.
Yeah.
We were texting about this on our way here, but they should bring back horse diving. Hard left turn.
What is
hard
horse
left turn? I
diving?
know.
Horse
Hard left
diving
turn.
is a thing they used to do where they would bring horses up on like a high dive platform and make them jump
You've seen
off.
it like
Yes.
1920s. There's
Yeah.
a pool that's maybe 10 feet deep
it's-
and a ladder that's
It's
50
like
feet high.
horrific animal
And they're
abuse,
just
but it is fun
prodding-
to look at.
They're just prodding a horse.
Can we
trying
get
to force
Snoop Dogg to comment on
Yeah,
it too?
yeah,
That would
yeah.
be incredible.
lobotomies and horse stuff. I want to live in the 30s.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
And you want to
Back
hit
when
you want to hit women.
Back when you two, this podcast would be illegal and you would be
yeah.
classified as hysterical.
I mean, first of all, we'd be talking into wooden spoons.
Yeah. We'd be with my grandma being like, look at this
It would
guy
just be
today.
two pilled up ladies with wooden spoons in their faces.
Okay, pilled up,
though.
pilled up housewife. I'm like, as time passes,
I mean, who are
that's
you?
what you want.
let's go with that a little bit.
I mean, who are you talking to right now?
Right.
I feel like
Oh.
Andrea's final form is pilled up housewife.
100%.
What's
I
your
li-
final form?
Hack.
yeah.
Absolute wacky
Leather
hack.
jacket hack. Yeah.
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 Dyed red hair, smokes inside, hack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
speaking of tragedy, we're gonna bring our first segment in, which is a Kevin respectfully, which I love. I live for because I live to hate, and
Yeah.
this is a hater segment.
My boyfriend keeps telling me I'm a hater, and I'm like,
Mine does the same
Professionally.
thing, and then I'm like, "You're a shitty bitch too. What are
I'm also
you
like
talking about?"
Like, yeah, professional. Like,
Yeah.
Look at my whole online presence.
Right.
This is like literally my brand is to be a hater. You knew this coming in.
and you love cunts.
Yeah.
You wouldn't start dating a cunt if you didn't love cunts, Kevin.
I gotta.
you called me a hater last week.
Yeah, because you were being okay.
Here we
This
go.
is not
And
my
then was I
topic.
wrong?
Yeah.
And then was I wrong? Because we explored what I was hating on, and was I wrong?
Yes.
What were you
No,
hating
I
on?
wasn't. You.
I don't remember. I don't remember what you were.
It was that guy who wrote that bad article, and I said the article was bad,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
called me a hater, and then you read two more sentences, and it was like third grade level writing.
The guy didn't write well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
So you know,
Well, I had to do something. I had to hang out with a person I didn't know. And just based off their social media presence, I was like, God, this fucking person's going to be annoying. And then my boyfriend was like, you should go into a situation with optimism. You don't know him and maybe you're going to have a nice time. And then I was like, oh, you would. Got there, funnest guy alive. And
Yeah.
I had to like report back and be like, I was.
looks like you're not so good at it. How about that?
Yeah, whatever. I want to sit in my own piss and hate.
I've never known you to be a hater.
Lizzie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, not
Because
to her close friends, but
because a hater tries too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made some correct calls.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
But you're not, I don't want you, and nor do I ever want you to be annoying about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
you can't handle me because I tell, like, it grow up.
Yeah. I
that
hate
might be
that
the kind of
personality.
final form hack that I am.
Yes,
though.
you are.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
might,
You're
like-
not a hater.
I
I'm
might like release a comedy album where I have caution tape over my mouth.
that's dude,
Yeah.
right?
And I'm
All
like,
right, Ricky Gervais.
you guys
Yeah.
can't handle the
Betty
truth.
Yeah, dude.
Betty
you don't
Boop
want to be a
tattoo.
hater.
No, that's horrible. That's a horrible brand of person.
That's
to be.
embarrassing. That's an embarrassment. But I
Yeah.
think a razor sharp wit and a good eye,
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
like it.
Here's the thing. I'm not a
Razor
I'm not
sharp.
a full blown.
Really patting yourself on the back with that.
I'm talking about her.
Razor, no, you're like, you know what we do here with our razor sharp wit. Now I'm a hater. All
Yeah,
right.
well, there you go.
I'm not a full blown hater, but I am a shitty little gossip.
You are a shitty
too.
little
Yeah, me
gossip.
too.
That I've
Yeah.
always known you to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
But that's fun.
and that's
It
one
is
of the
fun.
things you love
Yeah.
about me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as long as it's not directed
But
towards
can we
me.
agree-
Sometimes I'll
Rip.
start gossiping and Kevin will be like, "Come on," and then 2 minutes later he's like, "And another thing about that guy." I
Sometimes.
always pull you into my little web.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to work to not be a cynic.
that is true.
And
Yeah,
when I say cynic, I don't mean like funny,
someone with a
poking holes in
sharp
our-
wit.
Jesus,
Someone with
Andrea.
a silver tongue.
I'm talking about
Ew. Person who describes themselves as silver tongue.
yeah, but I'm talking about somebody who's like a drip to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Which honestly segues into what my
That's bitter, I
complaint
think.
go
But
ahead.
yes, go ahead.
You know,
Get into it.
Yeah.
people that only complain always have something going on to complain about.
Yeah.
And it becomes their whole personality,
Yeah.
and they take 0 steps to fix it.
Yeah. That's the kicker. I love
that was
that.
nice.
I love that.
I
'Cause
enjoyed
here's-
your object
Here's
work.
the thing. Andrea and I talked about this earlier today. We don't like people who are like, never complain.
Yeah.
Who are like, you should never complain. That's like,
that's just my opinion.
first of all, it sounds like you're
Oh,
trying to.
yeah.
It sounds like you're trying to tamp down women.
Yeah,
if I'm being
yeah, yeah,
honest, because
yeah.
we love to whine.
Yeah.
I love to complain, but yeah, if you're like, if you're not taking steps,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's one thing.
Yeah.
The worst version of this is if I'm actively giving you, you're coming to me and complaining, and I'm giving you solutions.
Oh my God.
And then
Oh,
you're making up
freak
excuses to
out.
my face as to why those solutions don't work.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
That sucks cock.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yes, dude. Okay, let me. I think
We
it's
got
the
Tim on Sucks Cocks. Shout out to Tim, by the way.
Specificity.
That sucks cock and balls. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, dude.
Tim's
Sweaty
a
nuts.
Sucks Cock guy. I love
Dude.
that to learn. Yeah.
All right. Let me. So just so we're on the okay.
Yes.
Respectfully,
Thank you.
work on your problems.
Yes.
Thank you.
If I may.
Thank you.
Yes.
If I may, I am there for you. I want to be a good
Yeah.
friend. I
Yeah.
want to listen to what your problems are. I'm there all the time. But when it's somebody who's like all the time, it's like, and listen, we all go through rough patches.
Sure.
And sometimes it can be hard to pull yourself out of a rut.
I've
totally
been this guy.
get it.
I've seen myself being
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah.
I'm like, yuck.
But when you champion your defects as if it's like,
God.
again, people can't handle me, I'm too blah blah blah.
Yeah, or like
everything's going wrong.
Or I'm trying to give you advice, and you're like, you wouldn't get it.
Yes,
Problems-
dude.
yes.
I get it.
I get it.
My
dude.
life has been bad too. I get it.
Do you
Yeah.
know where I see this the most is when people when people get
Take a deep breath.
when people get sober from booze and then their life is still a fucking mess.
Okay, now relax.
All right, hey,
Wait, why don't you
hey,
pump the
hey.
brakes for a second? Lizzie and I are getting offended.
I have been
We're
this
doing our
guy.
best. We're doing our best.
We're trying.
No. I get it. But then they like take a hard line to just like taking fucking mushrooms and coke
Yeah.
and
Again,
weed.
chill.
Sorry.
No, but you're not one of these
You're
guys. 'cause
not.
You're not. You don't do mushrooms to fix your life.
I can think of
You do
we're all
mushrooms to
thinking-
party.
We're all thinking the
of
same
We're all
someone.
thinking
guy.
of some people.
Don't fucking clip this.
I won't clip it. I don't clip it.
Don't fucking clip this, because then I'm gonna get DMs from 3 people that
I
are like,
know.
"Is this about me?"
I know.
and I just simply cannot handle that.
Jokes is I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, substituting one thing for another thing isn't great, but also it's a willingness
Yes.
to be in a bad place.
Yeah,
that is
because
exhausting.
It's
Yeah.
also like you don't have to. like if you're a person who gets sober, you don't have to like still be doing drugs to be this person. You can like still be getting in screaming matches.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
Like, okay, you quit drinking, but you're still like
You're
a
a nightmare.
tough fucking hang, dude.
Yeah. Nightmare
man.
blunt rotation.
And I can imagine this kind of person being especially hard for you to be around, Kevin, because like I said, we're friends in real life. So I know that you are a solution-based listener as a friend.
Yeah,
Like,
and I know
if
that annoys you sometimes, but that's a very nice way to put it.
There's a time when you don't want it, but
sometimes I need it.
correct.
Like if I want to talk about my feelings and just be in my feelings, I'll talk to Andrea. If I want somebody to tell me how to fix the problem, I'll talk to Kevin because that's what he's gonna do.
If I want an enabler, I'll talk to Andrea.
No, not an enabler, but sometimes you need to just be like, this fucking sucks.
I'm
and
a
then you'll be
feelings
like,
guy.
that does suck.
Yeah.
But if I say to Kevin, this fucking sucks, he'll be like, well, stop talking to that person.
Sidebar.
And I'm like, ugh, okay, fine.
Is that a boy-girl thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I think
confirmed, right?
traditionally,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
traditionally, yeah, it's
I think
boy girl.
women can feel in a way, and men
Yeah.
are like, okay, I'm hearing a problem. So
Well, I think that's also how men like show you that they care about you.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
men are like, I'll fix it.
Big
Yeah.
time
You know, like,
fixers.
I'll-
Yeah.
Even if it's like, you know, even if it's like, oh, my air conditioner broke. It's like, well, I'll fix it.
Oh, and I
So then it's the same thing as like, oh, my boyfriend and I got in a fight. It's like, well, leave him. Oh, let's fix it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but maybe I'm not ready to fix it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want to be sad
maybe
about
I need
it.
you to empathize and not
Yeah.
sympathize.
But then the other side of that is like at a certain point, we got to fix it.
Yeah.
At some point, it can't be all like,
Yeah.
we're just talking about this again.
You know what it is,
Yeah.
man? It's emotionally draining. And get a therapist. You can pay somebody to fucking
Right.
be,
Yeah.
as Mark Maron called it, an emotional prostitute.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah,
I
my
love
therapist
that.
says emotional dialysis machine.
machine.
That's intense.
Yeah,
dude.
you just put your problems in and get them back out.
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
I like prostitute. That's fun. Dialysis sounds fucking brutal, man.
Yeah,
Well, there was my therapist, God love her. She's in Arizona. You know who she is. She's got a long dress on.
Turquoise.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm hating this person.
I know,
so
I
far.
know. This is who I need, and
She
it's not
do-
for you.
Does she do like Reiki or whatever on you
Reiki.
and stuff?
No, she doesn't. But she's
Okay.
right there. She told me to she told my fiance to dip me in a body of water, and I was like, I think maybe we
need
have
to see other
different.
people.
Yeah. Yes.
Dip you in a body of water?
Yeah.
she said that he should hold you like a baby in a body of water.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about it. There's like an app called Swimply where you can rent a pool.
Yeah, dude.
Imagine if you like rented a pool in Long Island so that your boyfriend could hold you like a baby in the shallow end.
I would never tell you that I did this.
Yeah, and for the love of God, don't.
I would take it to my death. But I was doing this. I don't want to deal with any of my problems guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like fucking people I shouldn't have been fucking. I was doing
That's a big one.
yeah, I went to sex and love addicts and I was like, oh look, it's
Fucking people because you're too old to cut yourself.
100%. And my therapist was like, you're just doing whack-a-mole, where it's like, let me deal with my problems in this unproductive way. And if that
Totally.
stops
Yeah.
working, let's do it in this unproductive way.
Totally.
And if this, and when I see these people now, they often are out of bars too, and they'll corner you and they'll be like, I was molested by my pastor. And I'll be like, I have to go.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just like this is above my pay grade.
yes. Yeah.
You know, like I have no idea what to say to that.
Yeah.
You know, what I think annoys me about it is moments like that, right? We've all, right? It's always
Sure.
like, how did you get sober? I'm not going to tell you at 3 a.m. at a bar while
Yeah.
you're
Right.
drunk. It's not going to work like
I just
that,
met
right?
you.
But what it is they're essentially crying for help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you tell them how to get help. Well, I'll give you an email of a therapist or something. No,
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
my
my
insurance. Oh, they do sliding scale. Yeah, but you know.
I
it's
told
just
you
like,
guys this.
come back in 6 months when your life is bad enough where you actually want to fix it.
Yeah, I told you guys this while I was dating him, but my ex-boyfriend, my therapist found him a free therapist.
It's crazy.
That he could go to. And
Yeah.
he told me that he wasn't going to go because in order to do so, he'd have to fix his sleep schedule.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what?
And now it's now. So the ultimatum is you live with this shitty fucking person who
Yeah.
refuses to level up
Yeah.
in any capacity.
Fix
Get
the
fuck outta
fucking
here, man.
sleep schedule then.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, dude.
I found the person
Yeah.
for you to
With-
talk to.
and you never
And that's
sleep.
not even my fucking job.
Yeah, I know.
Tim, what do you think?
I wake up at like 5 a.m. Is that crazy?
Okay.
Whoa.
Hating
What?
Tim. Hating
get
Tim
the
right
fuck
now.
out of here.
Tim, cut your own mic.
I liked when you laughed at cock and balls, and then I didn't like when you talked about a morning routine.
What time do you go? Wait, do you wake up at 5 a.m. in like a let's start the day way?
Yeah, I'm very much I have to seize the day.
Oh, Tim.
My wife doesn't like to be called wife, first of all.
Ooh, I
so I
like
shouldn't have said my wife.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
If you're gonna
about
say
her.
it, do it the way I respect it.
Hey, joking aside.
My wife.
Joking aside, Tim actually might be better qualified to talk about this than us. We can't even get up in the morning. You know what I mean?
Me being like, get your life under control.
Because when you said I really need to seize the day, the first thought of my mind was every morning I wake up and I go,
dread.
yeah.
not today.
I know.
I have to like schedule 2 hours in the morning to dread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
And then I can start seizing.
I'm like panic attack coffee, lying on the couch.
Dude, this morning I didn't sleep a lot. I woke up at 9 a.m. and I was like, you know what? Let's fucking make the most of this.
Yes.
I ate some yogurt.
Great. Yeah.
I did Pilates. I fucking did all the things.
Wow.
And then by fucking noon, I was like, I'm in a bad mood again.
Yeah, me too. I feel crazy.
It lasted like 2 hours.
Yeah, dude.
And then I was like, actually, let's hate everyone we've ever
Yeah, buddy, let's go.
Yeah, man.
It's just like there's no cure.
Well, also, these My Life is a Mess all the time, they kind of cross over with the chronically ill person. And now
I'm so excited.
Here we go. Here we
So
go.
excited to dive into
Let's
this.
not. There are people that are actually chronically
Yes,
ill.
100%.
Yeah, but you're one of these full of shit people, right?
Yeah.
You've told me you're kind of a hypochondriac, right?
Huge. So again,
Yeah.
this is self-hating. But I will say, no, there's a person. I have a person in my life who had started off a bunch of really bad shit happened to this person, real bad shit. And I was like helping her out during it. And then she kind of came out the other side. And then all the like accidents and I have this resistant that, and I have like, all these different diseases that can't really be proved.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I'm like, there's 15 autoimmune disorders.
Yeah.
I don't know, buddy.
Yeah. I see a lot of these people on social media who are not people I know. And it's like the people in the comments, sometimes the people in the comments are just hating and whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes the people in the comments are like, hey man, I think maybe this isn't 15 autoimmune diseases. Maybe this is one mental illness.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's like, maybe listen to those people once.
I mean, I am this person, but I've gotten good enough not to not entertain all the thoughts. and so I try to keep it inside and go, this is in your mind. And you don't need to write a poem about this and post it on Instagram. You need to take a deep breath.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I also think like there's a person on TikTok who I hate follow, who has diagnosed herself with a chronic illness that somebody very close to me has.
Yeah.
And there's a part of it where I feel like it's insulting to that person because this person on TikTok is acting like it's insurmountable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but the person close to me has it diagnosed.
Yeah.
And goes to work every day and like gets shit done despite that. And in a way, you're implying that people who have this can't do that.
Yeah.
Right,
Do you know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
that bothers me.
We're talking about long COVID, right?
Yeah. We're talking about cancer again.
Right. My message is this. It is fucking hard. Like I said already, it is hard to pull yourself out of a situation like this.
Yes.
I get it. But at some point, you got to stop whining and take a first step, dude. You got to have that hand out of the grave moment because you're exhausting everyone around you.
Yeah.
That's the hand out of the grave is the perfect visual
You
for
also have
it.
to pay attention to the fact that like it's getting harder for your friends to be around you.
Yes.
Because your
Yeah,
friends don't want that to be the case.
You're pushing us away. We love you.
Your friends want to
Okay.
be around you, man.
Yeah.
But when you make it this hard,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like we're all like reaching off of a cliff trying to catch you, and you're like tying weights to your ankles, and we're like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Don't pull us over the cliff. We're doing our best.
And then eventually your friends do let go, and then you get pulled into a deeper cycle, and
Yeah.
it's fucking tragic.
Yeah.
It really is fucking tragic. And I do think a lot of people never have the hand out of the fucking ground,
Yeah.
and that stinks.
You don't need to hit rock bottom to improve your life.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
You just got to wake up at 5 a.m.
No.
Shut up, Tim.
Go to hell,
Go to hell, Tim.
Tim, last night I fell asleep at 5:30. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Tim, I see the sunrise every morning, but it's not because I slept and woke up. It's because I've been sitting there vibrating like a little bipolar nightmare.
The thing about waking up at 5 a.m.
Okay, Mike, you can just you can just
check it
respond
later.
during business hours.
You can send it later. Tim, have you always been a morning person?
Yeah, I think so. But now it's like I have to. There's so many things. I have a dog now, so I have to take care of him. So I wake up early so that I
Yeah.
have those few hours for myself.
We should get a dog.
Let's get a basset hound.
When do you go to bed?
I go to bed. I mean, lately it's been like 9:30, but usually I fall
Wow,
asleep
dude.
at like. Usually I fall asleep at like 11.
Can
11
you make
PM.
an argument for one thing that we're missing in the morning? Because the nighttime fucking
Yeah,
rips,
the
dude.
nighttime is so
The
fun.
nighttime is fun.
Yeah.
I love creeping around at night.
Oh my god.
Being a little goblin in the dark.
There's nothing I love more than being like, do you know that this place serves food until 2 a.m. and we
Yes.
all go there
What are you
and
getting?
we say swear words because there's no kids around.
Yeah,
My-
we're smoking.
my
I don't
parents
smoke, but,
aren't
you know,
here.
But we're like, we have like the energy of smoking.
Yeah.
We're hanging out with all the sinners and vampires and
Yeah.
pirates and you know,
Yeah.
the dirge of society. What are you doing
What
in
do
the
we-
morning
what-
that's so
who's-
fucking great?
Who's
Yeah.
around in the morning?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's just
Dorks.
me. I'm around in the morning. I think the pandemic turned me into an old man. Like I rapidly aged.
yeah.
I
You
feel
enjoy
like.
the solitude
I enjoy the solitude, but here's the thing.
because you're married.
Wait, let him
I'm-
finish.
No, wait, am I right? You're
I'm
married.
married, and
So
I-
instead of
yeah.
all that, essentially what he's saying is Tim hates his wife.
His bitch wife.
And she's
No, I don't say wife. I don't say wife. I say woman king. But
I don't say wife, I do say bitch,
Woman
but I don't
king
say
is
Yeah.
incredible.
woman
Yeah.
king rules.
I'm gonna make my boyfriend say that. So go ahead.
Go on.
you wake up so early that you chose to do everything during the day. So it's like, do I have to go to work? Or have I been up long enough where I chose to go to work today?
That sounds like capitalist propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like
I don't know about that, buddy.
Yeah.
I have some pamphlets for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. Do you do gratitudes, Tim? Is this what you're fucking up
No,
to?
no, I don't do
That's
gratitude.
funny.
No,
Yeah,
but-
I
but-
work to
but
live. I
my-
don't live to work.
Yeah.
I've done gratitudes. They
I
do work.
In the trying to pull the hand out of the
Yeah.
grave.
Yeah.
It's a
gratitudes are
part of
great.
that process.
It
I
is,
think.
yeah.
You got to do the gratitude.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
do the little. You got to do the little affirmations. You have to look into a mirror and cry about how your body's always been there for you.
Yeah.
Your body's always
Yes.
been there for you.
No matter how much you hate your
Your
body,
body.
it's always been there for you.
Your immune system is actually very strong.
Yeah, okay. I
Your
see,
body's
I
a
see.
survivor, and you shouldn't be so mean to it.
Yeah, bald is beautiful.
Yeah,
Of course.
Let's not be
of
sure.
course.
Let's not be
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Keep that on.
Well, this kind of dovetails
Yeah.
with my silver tongue and my sharp wit into our next.
Dude, by the way, Silver
perfect.
Tongue is so like a comedian writing their own bio.
100%.
Yeah.
Like every time you have to
dude.
write your own bio, you have to like try not to gag and be like
Yeah.
witty and
Featured in New York Comedy Festival.
Can we read the first line of each other's bios to each other?
oh,
I don't have it. I don't have a website.
You don't have
Do you
a
have a
bio?
website?
I have
No.
a bio.
You're
All right.
actually gonna. Oh fuck! This is. I don't know if I want to do this.
You started it, so
Somebody
let's do
posted
it.
mine recently, so I'll be able to find it.
I'm excited to hear what your silver tongue.
What my
thing is
silver tongue
segueing
ass
to.
has to say. Yeah, it's probably a credit.
Oh god,
that
oh
is-
god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Just the first sentence.
I mean, I imagine that's the part where you say the silver tongue kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you, there's people who do like a goofy thing, like
Oh my god, they changed it.
Here, I'll tell you
yeah,
mine.
yours.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you what I wrote and then read you what they wrote.
Okay.
Okay, I wrote Lizzie Cassidy is a New York City based stand up comedian Lizzie Cassidy is a New York City based comedian whose stand up is dark, dirty, and sometimes smart. They wrote, this website that I'm reading it from wrote, Lizzie Cassidy is a New York City based comedian whose stand up is dark, dirty, and frequently very smart.
Oh, funny. That's not bad.
That's not
No,
bad.
that's not bad.
Kevin, what do you got?
Oh boy, it's kind of a run-on sentence, but described by the Chicago Tribune. That's how long has it been, Tim, since I've had a credit?
Yeah.
I think we have the credit from the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to live in Chicago. Described by the Chicago Tribune as, quote, the physical expression of an exclamation point, Kevin Casey White's uniquely conversational brand of devil may care comedy.
Silver tongue.
Yeah, dude.
Wit.
Devil may care.
That is wit coded.
I stand by it, okay?
Oh, somebody likes punk rock.
Is on full display in his new special Harangue. Watch it.
Yeah.
Go on.
We'll do formal plugs later, but watch it.
Mine is very bare bones. Andrea Allen is a stand-up comedian and podcaster based in New York. Andrea has performed at New York Comedy Festival. That's an old credit. The Cinder Block Comedy Festival. The all-girls festival that pissed everyone off. And was a semifinalist in the Carolines Comedy Competition, which...
You don't have any silver tongue stuff in there.
Yeah.
You got to put some silver tongue
Yeah,
in
you
there.
gotta. People want it.
Do they?
People love it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first sentence has to be silver tongue, and then the second sentence is like
Credit.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
comedy festival. But you
Yeah.
you got to give them a little.
Give them a little...
I've got devil may care and physical expression of an
I
exclamation
know, that
point.
makes me wanna kill myself.
Yours is tough.
Yeah.
My last sentence
This
is
is
like
tough and bald.
It's great, actually.
my last sentence is like about how writing a bio makes me want to kill myself.
I think a lot of people
like,
do that.
Yeah, I did the corny like break the fourth wall because
yeah.
I can't handle this.
And the last line of mine is Kevin lives in New York where what is it? Kevin lives in New York City where he needs help paying the rent.
Yeah.
Mine is she hates long walks on the beach and talking about herself in the third person.
Right.
What would you guys do? What silver tongue line would you use?
Andrea has big fake cans.
Yeah.
Andrea's big. Andrea's
Hurtful?
bolt-on tits performs all over.
I would say the,
Bar shows in Brooklyn.
the only thing bigger than her fake cans is her act.
Hey, there you
That's
go.
great.
That's
Thanks,
good.
buddy.
That's good.
I love that. Okay, fuck, I lost the...
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Our next topic.
God, that was so scary. I did not know what the first sentence of my bio was.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay, what was it? God damn it, I'm checking the notes. We'll cut this out.
Silver
We'll cut
tongue.
Do you think people go to your shows waiting for something in your bio to pop out to them?
No,
They're
they
looking-
mustn't.
They're waiting for
right?
my tits
Nobody
to pop
reads
out.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, some podcast fans come to our stand-up shows.
Yeah, I think people who don't know who you are when they look at a website like that has your bio. I think more than anything, they look at the picture of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
And
know,
they go, does this look like someone I'd relate to?
Yes.
for me, I get distracted and go off script a lot, and I think I sum that up. But also, there's no way to be like you don't want to be like, I'm a loose cannon. There's no cool way to do that.
Yeah.
There-
So-
and there's, like,
Ironically,
at
I
least-
am a loose cannon.
But at least I have a quote
Two
from
loose
a
cannons.
publication
Hello.
to do a lot of that heavy lifting, which
Yeah.
is like before that got that
yeah,
quote.
that helps.
Oh, my bio is brutal.
There's
Yeah.
also my bio is basically me trying to be like, she's gonna talk about cum.
Yes.
That should be the first line. She's gonna
Gotta
talk about cum.
She's gonna talk about cum.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't bring your kids.
I had an album cover that was
You
me.
can't handle me, caution tape.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I had an album cover that was me getting fucking
Your
cum
face
done.
done,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
you give me a quick googs, you know what you're up to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm up to. All right.
And yet, so many people show up to the shows and are like, why would you say that? Anyway.
All right, so I'm going to bring up the next respectfully topic. Respectfully, if you're going to go around fucking lying to my face and telling me that money doesn't make you happy, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Who are you talking? This sounds very pointed. Who did
No,
you
it's
get
actually not.
Who did you have an interaction with recently?
No one really. I guess maybe there was like a hippy dippy guy that I ran into
Yeah.
on the street that was going all Burning Man on me.
There's also like a lot of people we know that are like,
These rich hippies, I don't get it.
yeah.
yeah, no, I know.
It's a catch. It's a completely counterintuitive.
Yeah,
to
it's a
that
paradox.
ethos.
Just
You're
be
trying
rich
to
and have
I
a great
know.
time.
Just say you're fucking
Yeah,
rich.
thank you.
I know.
I am fucking rich.
That's so annoying. You are fucking rich.
Yeah.
Money. Weird. If I can quote the great Weird Al.
Yes,
Go for it.
please, God love.
He had a song where he said, and I think it sums it up perfectly: "Money can't buy happiness, but it can rent it." And
Yes.
it's like the idea
Yeah.
that people are like, it actually doesn't make you happy. I'm like, yeah, but you can ride on a fucking jet ski, so shut up.
Yeah.
And
You
that
can
would
do
make
whatever
me
you
so
want.
happy.
Yeah.
Have you
you
ever
know what I
bought
mean?
a
Also-
cool jacket?
You're not hungry.
Right.
Ever. You're
Yeah,
never
yeah, yeah.
hungry.
I'm so cranky when I'm hungry.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have seen me
Indeed
when
you
I'm
are,
hungry.
yes.
Dude,
It's
that's
like
so
a
funny.
nightmare.
Yeah. I'm like, do you want a Cliff Bar or I'll shoot you in the back? Whichever one comes first.
The hangry thing is so real. I meant like I was thinking back to times in my life when I'm like, okay, I need this paycheck to last me for a
No, I
while.
know.
Yeah.
I'm stocking up on ramen and tuna
Beans.
and because
Yeah.
I can't do anything. But you're right. Just living hangry,
It's
is
crazy.
tough.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
That's
tough.
literally why I stopped having an eating disorder. I was such a bitch. I like didn't have any friends because I was such a bitch all the time because I'm not fun to be around when I'm hungry. This podcast is sponsored by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Snicker is the word for laugh, and it's joy. I love it.
Also, I'll say this: it's really hard to be happy when you have 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Totally.
When you have to have
dude.
3 jobs, it's really fucking hard to be happy. It's
Totally.
really easy to be happy when you can like be like I said earlier, you can be like, I'm gonna have a little yogurt and do Pilates
Go-
and read my
yeah.
book. And I'm still unhappy.
Yes.
So imagine if I had 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing where I say, and your Weird Al point is exactly it. I know rich people. I was raised by one of the most insane rich people ever. Miserable.
Howard Hughes.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Pissing in jars, growing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
nails out. It doesn't make you self-actualized. I'll tell you this. It doesn't make you like have a warm life filled with love. But do you have a great fucking time?
Yeah.
Yes. And you might not even want these things. Like there's some sociopaths who really like are not like, I'm so lucky to have I don't think they want friends.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but also if you're not a sociopath and you have money, people will be drawn to you because you have money and you can make friends.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a personality.
You can buy a wife.
you can buy a wife.
Yeah.
Buy a wife. yeah.
You can buy a wife.
Yeah.
Andrea, where did you vacation?
When I was a child, where didn't I vacation?
Anywhere
Oh my
tropical?
God.
Anywhere?
Costa Rica.
Yeah, okay. Where'd you been? Yeah.
I don't like tropical places though because I'm hot all the time.
Sure.
Dude,
You
one
know
of
where
the
I-
most
Yeah.
one of the most rich people things you ever said to me. I was talking to you about how like I really wanted to go to Europe because I've been once, but I'm not well traveled. And you went, oh, I hate Europe.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
dude. And honestly, that's what I expected from Andrea. No
Yeah.
offense.
No, it's
No, it was
fine.
so funny.
There's
Yeah.
a detachment
Yeah.
there when you say that. You know where I fucking vacation growing up? We would go to Branson every year.
Right.
In the Ozarks of
And I'm right in
Missouri.
the middle. We would go to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to
Yeah,
Florida
Florida's
a
in the
couple
middle.
times.
Yeah.
Road trip full of fights.
We were like
No
the,
planes.
We were like the family. Like we had a week-long vacation, so we would do 3 days at Disney,
Yep.
and then 4 days at a hotel with a pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
I went to Florida twice, I think, when I was a little kid. And
Yeah.
that's like,
And then like other kids in my class were like, "Why don't you just go to Disney the whole time?" And you didn't know that you're like, I guess my parents are mean. I don't
it's
know.
hundreds of dollars a
Yeah,
day,
it's
and
like
that's
Yeah.
impossible.
So crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you
gone
get to
to
go one
Disney.
day and you have to cram it all in.
Yeah.
And dad's stressed out because he's
Dads
trying
are
to
Oh
do
so
my
long.
upset at
God.
Disney. Oh
Mom's
my
running around trying to
God.
get the fast pass.
Trying to get the pictures. And dad's
You're
like, come on.
screaming.
Yeah. You're like eating buttered noodles with one of the chipmunks from Chippendale.
Yeah,
And that's
dude.
just a person who has the worst job alive and like lives in a motel near
and
Disney.
and your parents spent so much money for you to have that experience. And
Yeah,
it's,
dude.
And it's like fine.
Yeah.
Now, Aunt,
No
this
offense,
is,
Mike. Mike worked at Disney.
Yeah.
This is something I'm curious about.
Mike
You
has
worked at
Disney trauma.
What
Yeah.
did you do at Disney?
Oh yeah, and it's crazy. My dad works at Disney.
But
Your dad works at Disney?
What?
Tim
Like
is
in
full of
Disney
yeah,
lore, dude.
yeah,
Tim's
whoa.
dad is Frozen.
Yeah.
It's Walt.
I worked
Tim's
at
dad's on
the
stilts.
I worked at the Rock and Roller Coaster in Disney World.
No way.
Yeah, for 6 months.
Like you were operating the ride?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Is that complicated? I always wonder, like, they have teenagers doing
Yeah,
this
he went
job.
to engineering school for it.
No, I mean, I didn't think it would be that level.
Yeah.
But I mean, can any, like,
Yes.
monkey with half a brain just hit a button?
Oh, Kevin, if you saw the people that I worked with.
Yeah, that scares me.
That's so
The
terrifying.
Disney World is in Florida, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, think about it's like I'd say 70% of the workforce is like from Orlando, and
Yeah.
I mean it's not exactly
The top s-
Harvard Square.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, it was It was a wild 6 months, dude. It sucks living down there.
Yeah, Mike lost his marbles down there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I almost killed myself when I was down there.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah, unironically.
But he fixed the situation.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
what we're
you
talking
did.
about.
Bring it full circle. That's
Yeah.
right.
Now you're the podcast king of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
And isn't that a happy thing to be?
And he only ironically wants to kill himself.
In like a cute way.
Yeah.
And your dad,
And your
Tim?
dad works
Yeah.
at, what does your dad do?
He's a plasterer, so rock work and stuff. And he's since I was a kid, he was working at
Rock
Disney.
work?
Yeah, like
Sheetrock.
all the rocks.
Right.
No,
when
I
you're
know, but
walking into.
That's no, I know what you mean. It's just one of those things where like you don't realize, like you see
People
all those
do
things
that,
and you're
yeah.
like, you don't realize that that's someone's job, but of course it
Right,
is.
right,
Yeah,
Like an
You know?
artisan's job for
Yeah.
sure. You're like, don't they just ship that in from somewhere?
Wow,
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
fun. Was
He kind
that
of is an
his
artisan.
job when you were a
Yeah.
kid?
What was that? Yeah, he had that since I was a kid. Yeah.
Wow,
And he still does it.
He still does it. Yeah.
That's
So I
fun.
heard a lot of like the behind the scenes, like it was his job. So there wasn't,
Do
so
you
I had
know-
that behind the scenes sense of like, oh, the happiest place on earth might not.
Do you know anything about
Yes.
how like there's some of the rides have like still water,
With
and if
the-
you jump
with
in
the-
it, you get a
yeah,
brain.
yes, with
you
the
get a brain eating
fucking-
amoeba.
Yeah, the amoeba in there.
Do you know anything about that?
The amoeba? No, I've never heard anything
Oh,
about
I know
that.
all about
I'm
Maybe
not
it's a
legally
myth.
allowed to
Yeah.
talk about the amoeba.
Ask your dad about the amoeba if you
Maybe
could.
the amoeba's a
yeah,
myth.
if you could do a quick amoeba check on that.
Is this what this episode is becoming? Because I do have Disney like tape.
It's whatever.
We'll do a Disney. We'll do a Disney deep dive.
We could do it, Diz. We could.
We'll dive so
I know
deep
that-
we
I
get
know
the
about
brain
people
eating
who were
amoeba.
like-
We'll do a Disney expose.
Do you want to hear one like wild, quick one?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I want to hear. Yeah, I definitely want to hear about. I have so many questions, honestly, because respectfully, I think we can all hate on Disney adults.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Except Mike.
Yes. Mike's different, and his parents.
And his parents.
Yes.
And the people he
Wait, what
loves.
do you mean?
Yeah.
You're not a Disney? Are you a Disney adult?
My parents are. I'm like a
Oh,
Disney
dude, that
adult
sucks.
by blood, basically.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, he worked at Disney, dude.
yeah.
Doesn't mean that
He
what?
like he like went down there to work at Disney. You
he's
don't
not
know
from
you don't know
Orlando.
Mike as well as I do. So
Oh,
this
you
is all
you
new
took
to
a
you.
pilgrim. Oh, this
Yeah, I'm
wasn't by
from here.
circumstance. This
Yeah.
was on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, I did this. I did it in college.
Mike
as,
did a
like, the-
pilgrimage to
that's
be
right.
at Disney. Yeah.
Wow.
So essentially, am I in the shot here at all?
No, you're not.
Okay. Here we go. A little bit better. All right.
trying
So,
to respect
but I
people's
will
things.
say, I mean, we can do the whole story a different time, but they do this thing. Nobody is legally allowed to. Well, not allowed, but like nobody dies in Disney World.
okay, stop.
So, I'm serious.
It's the happiest place on earth.
So like there's they
I've
have
heard this, though.
They have so much political pull in that part of Florida, or I don't know about now with DeSantis, but like up to that point, they had so much pull in like these three towns: Orlando, Lake Buena Vista, and then Celebration, which is a town
It's a
that they
town
own.
called Celebration.
Yeah,
That's where I'm
it's
getting
Disney's
my
town.
lobotomy,
Florida
baby.
sucks.
No, I've heard of this. Yeah.
So what happens is if there's like a tragedy on the Disney grounds, they don't declare anybody dead until
Right.
they're
I've heard this,
outside
yeah.
of Disney World. So there was this one of my roommates. He worked in the if you've been the ferry boats,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
will take you from like the park to the hotels and stuff. So he was on one of the ferry boats working with these older guys, and on his first day, he was saying that these guys told him this story about this woman that was on like a wave runner in this lagoon that they built, and she got like crossed up with some like buoy wires or whatever, and got cut in half.
Bullshit, dude. No way.
And so wait, listen. So they didn't want it to be like a mess for the guests. So they had weights, and they weighed down the
bottom
remains,
half?
yeah, until like they could clear the guests. So they had this woman just like was cut in half. Oh my god! And this is alleged. I mean, I'm hearing this like third hand.
They should have
but-
just thrown Jaws in there and been
Right,
like, she's
yeah.
pretend. It's all pretend.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Wait, so I'm a little. So Tim, this is what your dad does?
So it just it's the story of like
Silver
they
tongue.
like so this woman was in two parts, and they weighed the body down, and then they didn't declare her dead until they took her wherever they took her to Celebration or Lake Buena Vista. It's nuts.
Severed body going to Celebration is
Yeah.
the darkest form of capitalism I've ever
Yeah.
heard in my life.
in Disney, nobody dies, nobody's trans.
It's wild.
It's a
man.
political.
Yes.
It's a political minefield.
And no
And
one's
there were,
Jewish.
dude, there were all sorts of there's all sorts of stories, like really like dark stuff. where
Yeah.
they like. So I was dating a girl that worked on Pirates of the Caribbean,
Hot.
and
Cool.
Sick.
she
Well, wait, what was her role?
same thing that I did.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
was she dressed
Yeah.
like a pirate?
Yeah,
Was
lady?
she a
you
wench?
dress
Yeah.
like
Cool,
a pirate.
hot.
And you
Yeah.
like have to like you
Titties
just, like,
out.
So you're dating this wench. Go
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So they have this. Every ride has a checklist, and in the morning you're supposed to like basically it's like a safety guideline that you have to literally go through and check off, and then sign it to make sure that like everything checks out essentially. And there's a few things on everybody's morning checklists that are like, you know, they're not necessarily safety related, but it varies per ride. So Pirates, apparently somebody, I guess in like the 70s, died on the Pirates ride, and the rumor is that there's like a ghost. The
rumor
haunts
is
The
Pirates
ghost of the
Caribbean.
Pirates of the
Yarr.
Caribbean, right?
and like it's on the
And
checklist.
it's just some guy from Virginia.
An accountant.
It's on the checklist in the morning that you have to say hello to the ghost.
No.
Oh.
Well, it's, the
It's a wild
magical
place, man.
place.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a wild place.
Yeah.
It is like it really is because
This
there's
is
so
what
much dark
happens.
shit.
This is what happens
But-
when people who believe in magic make rules.
Yeah,
That's, like-
it's nuts.
Imagine a schizophrenic in Disney.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's actually kind of we should
That's
do
kind of
that.
a good time.
Yeah.
Wait, so I think our conclusion here is money can buy you happiness
Yes. Well,
because you don't have to work at a place where people get severed into.
No,
Yeah,
dude, you
yeah,
can just
yeah.
go. and-
Allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly.
You can just go and
Yeah,
ignore
yeah.
the dead
and
bodies.
piss your pants in the Tower of Terror and have a panic attack.
Yeah, that's fun. That's good, clean family fun.
I'll say this: money gets you a little escapism for a moment. Like
Yeah.
I get
A little?
a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to go and be like, oh, I'm going to buy this little trinket, and I'm going to be a totally different guy.
That's like the
moving
point
forward.
of money.
You know what it does?
Like,
It gives you options.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have options if you're broke.
yeah, no.
And when you have fuck you money, as my soulless father used to call it, where it's like, I can ruin anyone who stands in my way.
Yeah.
yeah,
man.
I mean, like,
Cool.
I'll tell you this: when
Evil,
when I
cool.
first moved to New York and I shared a bedroom with two people I didn't know, I was happy, but I'm a lot happier now.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm a lot happier now that I have my own apartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
of course. And if you can't express affection easily, throw a little money at it.
Throw a little money at
Sometimes
it.
you gotta throw a little money at it.
Also, if you do become self-aware enough and you're rich and you do want to, you decide like, oh, I'm not happy even though I have money. What do I do? Good therapy is expensive.
right?
Yeah.
Which does tie into my first point
Sing it.
also
Yeah,
about fixing.
sure.
You have more. It's easier to fix your problems. Even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, the worst is when one of those people won't fix their problems is someone who has more money than you, and you're like, what are you even fucking talking
What are you
about?
doing?
Yeah. Also, 12 step is free to those people, and I know
Sure.
Yeah.
everyone's not like people have their feelings about 12 step, but they'll be like the God stuff, and I'll be like, we're in New York,
Shut
Then
fucking
ignore it.
City.
Shut up.
And then I'll be
about
like,
the
there's an
God
atheist
stuff, dude.
one, and they'll be like, I can't be and I'm like, shut the fuck.
It's also like
Go to Greenpoint, have a coffee. Shut up.
We've all been to a meeting at some point,
Yeah,
at
sure.
least
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been to a handful, and it's none of my
I've
business,
gone.
Yeah.
right. Like we've all done it, right? And the
a
first
huge
time I,
Although you're not supposed to say that you go on podcasts.
I don't give
Yeah,
a
who
fuck.
cares?
Listen,
There's TV shows about it now.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
over.
okay, I don't understand this whole AA thing where we have to act like we're magicians that don't divulge secrets or whatever.
Well, the point
Also,
of,
I'm not in the program, but I have gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with it, but I can tell you that the reason why they don't want you to say publicly that you go is because if you say that and then you relapse, people are like, see, it doesn't work.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it? It's all PR?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it also
Grow up.
It also used to be
Have
that
some confidence, AA.
being sober and like not. It used to be like you could lose your job if you
Yeah.
admitted that you had a problem and you were dealing
that's
with it.
interesting.
So that's where it came.
Well, that's
from
why you don't like
originally.
tell on other people.
That does
too.
that definitely makes sense.
But that's not now. I don't.
No,
think
no,
But now
no,
it's
not
like
the 50s.
They just
Yeah.
don't want you to be like AA saved my life, and then you like get like if you're like a famous person,
Sure.
Yeah.
and then you're like publicly on a bender, people because so many people already think it doesn't work, then they get to point to you and be like, see, it
Look
doesn't
at
work.
this idiot.
Sure. AA didn't save my life or anything. I went a few times. I was sober for 6 months. It didn't stick. Something else worked for me. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I went to one meeting and I was like, oh, there's like a, like they always can tell, oh, this is a new guy, right? So
Sure.
some guy came up to me. He talked to me. cool guy. He was
There's always
wearing
There's always a cool guy.
long hair, beard,
And then he tries
tall,
to fuck you.
I was gonna say he always has long hair.
denim shirt, denim, you know,
Yeah.
like.
No, the actual cool guy doesn't try to
Rings.
fuck you. The guy who's pretending to be the cool guy tries to fuck you.
Yeah.
And I immediately hit him with the, I don't know if this is for me, man, all the God stuff. And he was like, oh, yeah, God can be whatever you want,
Yes.
though.
Yeah.
God could be a cheeseburger, whatever you want to just get yourself out of bed.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Yeah.
So like the argument of like, oh, it's all God stuff is like nobody, they don't ever expressly say what that means.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I'll say this.
You know?
If you're in the hole that we were talking about earlier and you can't get out, and I tell you that you should
Yeah.
try therapy and you tell me you can't afford it, and then I tell you you should try a 12-step meeting and you say I don't like the God stuff, you're being a little picky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're being a little picky with your free therapy and maybe just listen to the God stuff and participate in the rest.
Pretend you care about the God stuff.
Or just fucking
Lie
leave
about
it. Just leave it.
Yeah, you're allowed
Just
to-
listen to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Are you not an autonomous person? You can pick and choose what you
Yeah.
take from this.
The one thing that
Yeah.
AA
It's
has.
hilarious to be like, I'm not going to go to this free therapy because there's one part I don't like.
Totally.
Just go.
The one thing that AA says that I like is like, where am I in this? Like in a
Yeah.
situation, like what part of it am I contributing to? And the not dealing with your problems person refuses to acknowledge their part in the issues.
Yeah.
And like there's a single catchphrase that
Yeah.
would change your whole fucking life if
Yeah.
you would use
so right.
it. Shut up.
You're
Yeah.
so right.
Yeah.
We're talking about accountability.
We're
Yes.
talking about
We're talking about
accountability.
accountability.
Damn, and it's the hardest thing.
Yeah,
It's
it
the hardest
sucks.
thing to be like, oh, I'm the problem.
Yeah, I'm a little bitch.
It's hard. It's hard
I'm
to
an
admit that you're
entitled
wrong.
bitch. I'm talking about myself.
But
And
then
it's-
once you like start letting yourself do that, it's like it's crazy how much easier your life gets. Like every conflict that you get into, if you have the ability to go, oh, you know what, you might be right about that and I might be wrong. It's crazy how much easier that is.
Yeah.
Than
Yeah.
constantly being like, no, but I think that it's like, oh yeah, I could be wrong about that, I guess.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
like crazy how much less energy that takes.
Yeah.
It is wild how much I'll use this as a blanket term for lack of a better word. We're talking about like enlightenment in a sense,
Yeah.
right? About
Yeah,
like,
sure.
oh, I know a thing that I didn't know when I was 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is a crazy thing
And
to
it-
happen, by the way.
Yeah. And some people just never get that.
A
It's
lot of
crazy.
people.
A lot
when
of
you're
people.
hanging out with when you're like at a bar or something and somebody's there and they're like 45 trying to rip shots and trying to keep the party going. And it's like, I get that like in the 80s, this was your idea of a comic.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
This is
sucks.
so sad and scary.
This sucks.
Yeah, it's
right
a
now.
nightmare. And then you're like,
And that's just
also,
one example of
You're
that
also
guy.
wondering why, and this could be any career, but like you're doing that and wondering why your career isn't where you want it to be. And it's
Sure.
like, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this.
calls-
I mean, you're running face first into the point and missing it completely. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The call's coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
I see this fork in the road because I got sober when I was 25, and it was a lot of it was because of comedy. Because I saw people who got sober who were like flourishing and they were
yeah.
glowing and like had the respect of their peers, and then I saw people who didn't, and it was just exactly this. And the two roads that I think about: the comic who got sober, Dan Soder. Like
Yeah.
that guy was publicly sober, a resource to everyone, super cool, not cringe. And I was like, this guy fucking
and so good at stand
rips, yes.
Yeah.
And the one that breaks my goddamn heart now is fucking Doug
I
Stanhope.
know. I knew you were going to
dude.
say that.
Oh, interesting.
It is. I'm such a Stanhope head that like I listen to a lot of stuff that he's on. I'm like still in the trenches trying to consume
Yeah.
Stanhope material.
Yeah.
He's got full wet brain. It's
Yeah.
tragic. And like people will interview him and he'll be like, fucking the God stuff. And I'll be like, dude, you can't form a sentence.
Yeah.
It's-
But when you were like
and you were the
21,
best.
You were the best.
When you
Yeah.
were 21, you really romanticized this contrarian.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get older and you're like, that's actually kind of lame. It's like when doesn't matter where or when, but I remember I was somewhere and I saw like a bartender who was like pushing 50 and he
Yeah.
still had like a mohawk
Oh man.
and the sleeveless
Oh,
t-shirt
boy.
and the plaid pants with the zippers. And it's like, yeah,
Oh,
that's how I dressed when
brother.
I was in high school. But
Yeah.
like, dude, at some point you gotta be like, what are you fucking doing, dude?
I know.
And he had like the
Yeah.
puffy skin of a drunk. And it's
Oh,
like,
the moon
oh,
face.
you never realize that this shit is for children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
also, it
rebellion's inside, baby.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that.
Also, you can't rebel against the man if you're dead.
yeah.
Oh,
You
no.
just can't.
Sure, dude.
So sometimes you got to get sober to do that. Like drinking yourself to death is not a true act of
It's not
rebellion.
noble. It's not
If you're
cool.
mad about
You're not
the
Hemingway.
system,
Yeah.
If you're mad about the
And I
system,
would
you
venture
want
to
to
say
like.
Hemingway probably wasn't Hemingway. You know what I mean?
Sure,
yeah,
sure,
but
sure.
anyways.
But like if you want to fucking rage against the machine or whatever, you can't do it all fucked up. You gotta get your shit a little bit together for your argument to hold any water at all.
Yeah.
Because fucking dead dudes can't argue.
Yeah.
It's also like you got to play ball a little bit,
Unless they're in your head.
you know?
They can argue all day.
Then they're gonna argue.
I also see this in chronically single player person, whether it
Yeah.
be male or female, but it is just statistically usually more of a male. And I see it in New York because it's like a lot of guys don't settle down in New York till maybe their late 30s, 40s because they're like can do that
Yeah.
and still like fuck young hot hoes.
And also, like women in New York tend to be more career oriented,
For
so
sure.
they're not even trying to get married until they're in their 30s and 40s. So you can get away with murder.
Yeah, the Venn diagram it crosses
Get away
there.
with murder. We agree both parties are
It's
doing what they
murder.
want.
Yeah, but it's
not
When
murder.
men do it, it's murder.
and it's disgusting. Even though I'm with someone 10 years older than me.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Get out of here.
you
You're
know-
both with older
yeah,
people.
yeah, whatever.
Mine's barely.
Yeah,
All right,
mine's
go on.
older and a dad. I know what I'm up to. Okay.
Andrea, for the first time in your life, you're making a lot of sense. Where were you? Don't let Lizzie distract you.
Sorry, who am I? No, but I was sitting at a bar with my boyfriend, and there was an older dude there wearing like a crusty leather jacket.
Yeah.
And he was balding, and he was doing the swish over the top to
Oh,
try
wow.
to cover it. And he was just on dating apps, just fucking swipe, swipe, swipe,
Yeah.
swipe, swipe.
Was there?
Oh yeah, get him.
You might need to cut that.
You
He will
gotta
hate
bleep
that.
it.
Yeah,
You gotta
I'll
bleep
it.
I'll bleep it. But thank you for having the bravery to do that.
By the way, I have to show you something after this.
But Dan looked at that guy and was like, "Fuck, thank God I'm not that guy."
A lot of what we're talking about with this like enlightenment stuff is like simply your frontal lobe developing.
Yeah.
And like you wake up one day and you're 26 and you realize that like you've been wrong about everything.
I know.
And one of those things this reminded me, and I'm just going to say this for the sake of saying this. If you are in your early 20s and your boyfriend is over 10 years older than you, he is not different than other guys like
I
that.
know.
And I'm so sorry to break this to you. And I know you're listening to this right now and you're going, but my boyfriend is different. No, he isn't.
Yeah.
I promise he isn't. There's a reason women his age don't date him. And he is manipulating you. No matter how smart you think you are, no matter how right you think you are, he's lived longer than you. So you think he's right about everything and he's not. And you're going to turn 26 and realize you've made a grave mistake. And I'm just telling you right now, he's
Yeah.
not different. He's a pervert and you're a child.
yeah. I back
That's
that up
really
100%.
interesting, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of like, is there for anybody out there who's like, no, but mine's different? What's the test?
I
You
mean,
know what
I
mean?
dated this guy
So
and I
did
thought
I.
he was different.
Oh, I just meant like, what?
How do you know?
But the thing that I thought made him different was that he didn't have a pattern of doing this. Like he wasn't always dating younger women. So I was like, well, he's not dating me because I'm younger than him.
No, he
he's
was-
dating me despite the fact that I'm younger than him.
Oh, interesting.
But then I was like,
I got
No, I know
misdirected
exactly what that
by
guy
I got
was doing.
misdirected by that too. I was like,
Yeah.
he's nice to her. And I was
yeah, but then I grew up and I was like, it doesn't really matter if he's done it before, he's doing it now.
that guy was having the last push
Yeah.
Yeah.
before somebody came along and was like, all right, but it's time to grow
Yeah,
up.
it's
Yeah.
time to retire on
There
this.
is a crossroads that,
Right.
that you hit.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think how we could convince these young hoes that that's what's happening to them.
But you know what, though?
Because I don't think I could have been convinced.
Do you think there's an argument that you kind of got to go through that too?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
You
you have
know?
to go through
don't
it, but I
know.
do think there's an argument that like they're not going to listen.
That's what I mean. Like you need
And I'm not
to.
trying to say it's the woman in the situation's fault. I do think like the older person should be the person who's like, I shouldn't do this.
Sure.
But what am I gonna? Everyone said all this shit to me, and I was like, you don't know him, you know, like
That's what I mean. But not
Yeah.
like everybody needs to go through it. But if you are in that situation,
you have to figure it out for yourself.
You need to see that relationship through to its logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be real fun. You're gonna
Yeah.
love it.
just do me.
You're gonna-
Just do
how's
me
that
a
gonna
quick,
end? How's it gonna end?
Just do me a quick little favor. Do me a quick little favor and think about your boyfriend who's 10, 15, 16, 17 years older than you. Think about him in your mind's eye. Picture
40,
him.
35.
Think about all the things you know about him and ask yourself, if I was 37, would I date him? Just ask yourself that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Just ask yourself, if I was 37 and all the things that are true about him were still true, would I be with him?
You could
I think the answer is going to be no.
You could also, I think, if you often feel confused and not in a like you're stupid
totally,
way,
totally.
but a like I guess that's a thing.
I guess
Well,
that's
that
how
feels
relationships
weird, but
work.
I don't know.
Oh,
and
I guess. Well, this is my first adult relationship, so I guess maybe we do fight all the time. That kind of thing.
He's yelling at me, but I can be like a little.
can be a
much.
bitch.
Yeah.
There's a good chance the guy that you're dating needs to take a little accountability.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Look at this silver
and that,
tongue over
and that
there.
women his age are onto that.
Yes.
Yeah, they smell it.
They can smell it, and they
yet
want nothing to do with him.
Somebody younger will be, yeah, you know what? You're 22. You think I'm always right. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
serves him
Yeah.
in a great way.
Also, if a guy in his 40s tells you he's not ready for a relationship, babe, he's never gonna be.
Yeah. Well, let's
Can you imagine being in a situationship and you're like 49 years old?
I've dated that guy.
I mean, it's like crazy.
And he's already, but also at the same time, he's engaged to someone else and
Yeah.
not telling you about it. That one's personal.
Didn't the Golden Bachelor guy get in trouble for that? Because it turns out that he was trying to like be that.
I think that did
be
happen.
that
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Again.
I'm just so complex. I couldn't connect to another person. No, you're not. You're
especially
an
a
idiot.
woman.
Yeah.
She's not gonna get this.
Yeah. Yeah, like avoidant attachments are like, I just can't handle people loving me. It's like, what? I want everyone to love
Yeah.
me, bitch.
Shut up. Get over it.
Yeah. And I get it. I have walls, but take them down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Take them
Accountability.
Down. Take them down, baby.
See a therapist. Go on that website.
Go rent a
Go
bath.
on that website.
They don't sponsor us. So
Yeah.
don't say the name, but you guys know the website. Go on the website.
Rent a pool and have your friend dip
Yeah.
you in it.
Go on Swimply.
I'll give a plug. I'll give everybody the same one. NIP. National Institute for Psychotherapies. They do sliding scale all across the country.
yeah?
That's who you hit up.
Yeah.
Go on Nip.
Yeah.
Go on, Nip.
Get your nips out.
Get your nips.
out.
Get a big fake boobs and get your nips out.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the plugs,
Let's do
baby.
the hair plugs.
Let's do the hair plugs, baby.
Which means only people with hair get to plug.
All right.
show yourself
Just
out.
kidding,
Thank you so
Kevin.
much for
You,
having
you
me.
go. You plug away.
Plug away.
Oh boy. Well, if you like podcasts, which I'm sure you do, check out Close Calls.
I've heard it's good.
Liz
Yeah.
is there.
I love
Yeah.
it.
You'll see more of Glizzy on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a comedy podcast about near-death experiences.
Yep. And watch my special, Harangue. It's on YouTube.
It's very good.
It's great, yeah.
Socials, Kevin Casey White on all socials.
Kev's the man. Lizzie, where can they find you? Follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at Lizzie Cassidy. Watch my Don't Tell taping. And I also have a taping I did with Cracked. Those are both in my Instagram bio. You can find the link there. And on August 30th, I'll be at Union Craft Brewing in Baltimore. Come
Road
to that.
Dog.
Yeah.
Go see her. Say hello. Last time we were on the road, some Respectfully fans came out,
Yeah.
and I felt cooler than I ever have in my whole
You can also
fucking
get tickets to that
life.
in my Instagram bio.
Yes.
The one that we all did?
Yes.
That was fun.
When we all went to Pittsburgh together.
Yes.
That warmed my heart to see that,
Yeah.
When we went to Cranberry Township together.
Cranberry Township.
And then we got snacks after.
by the way.
That was fun. We made
Fun
an
time.
Uber driver wait in the parking lot while we got
Oh,
snacks.
yes. Bold move.
Bold
Shout out
move.
to that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, come to Union Craft Brewing in Baltimore. Links in my Instagram bio.
Yeah. But go see Lizzie. She's fantastic. And Andrea Comedy 69 across all platforms. And follow us on YouTube, Respectfully Podcast. And comment, review, rate, subscribe, all the things. By the way, we have stickers, and I'll talk about it next time, but it's coming.
Yeah, if you're one of the people messaging us about merch, we're fucking working on it.
Working on it. We're working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then Tim's waking up at 5 like a freak. Tim, where can they find you and your freaky bullshit?
You can find anything at timbarnescomedy.com. That's
yeah.
Message him at 6:15 in the morning. He'll respond.
Yeah. And Mike Coscarelli, where can they find you? Follow you? I can.
He doesn't have a microphone.
At Mike Coscarelli. Mike has a podcast, Mike Coscarelli Rules, co-hosted by Tim and our beloved Ronnie virtually from Amsterdam.
That's right. And follow Slickback
Yeah.
Studios.
I
And
was gonna
Slickback
say
Studios.
Follow
where we-
Slickback Studios on Instagram and YouTube and all that good stuff. Slickback_studios.
We love it. We love to hear it. And we'll see you next week, folks. Woo! Silver tongues.
Couple silver tongued devils in here.